What is up, YouTube? How are you guys doing today? It is your boy Canon Mikho, aka Ocean Crash. I love you guys so much. How is everyone doing today? I hope you guys are doing good. Today we are on episode, I believe it's 34 or 35 of Before We Work. And today I have a few things I want to talk to you about. But the topic of discussion for today's podcast or today's chat is the power of social media. Now, there's so many things, and both from a business and social perspective, the power of social media. There's so many things that you have to take in consideration when talking about social media. Now, oftentimes, I think people use social media incorrectly. It's awesome for sharing. My head keeps hitting the mic. It's awesome for sharing all of the funny videos and all of that stuff. But you have to realize, even those funny videos you're sharing, a lot of the times they're paid. So it's insane to think about the impact social media has. And I mean, especially from a business perspective, it can really sink or float a business. And you know, for example, there's a business that was originally a restaurant, and they wanted to open up a coffee shop, a type of like creative coffee shop in Chicago. And they didn't know how to do it, and the restaurant wasn't really doing too well. So they left the restaurant open, but they were going to expand. And they're like, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to cut a hole on the side of our restaurant that faces the street. And basically, we're going to allow people to, just walk up and buy the coffee and the desserts. So what did they end up doing? They ended up doing that. They built the construction, they finished the recipe, finished the menu, and they were open, and they didn't know how to market. So what did they end up doing? They just contacted a sorority, and they said, hey, we'll give you 50% of our sales, but we ask that you blast us on social media. Just have all of your sorority friends come, Instagram selfie, Instagram selfie, Instagram selfie, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all day, and we'll give you 50% of the sales for this day. Just keep doing that. And they did that. And they just kept doing it and just kept blasting it all over social media. And what ended up happening? They ended up getting lines to the end of the street. They ended up getting great PR from news media outlets that were coming in saying this new hot coffee shop, creative coffee shop, this hole-in-the-wall coffee shop, literally a hole-in-the-wall coffee shop, is killing it, and all this, and now a food restaurant that was struggling is not doing phenomenal, simply because of the social media that went into it. And it just comes to show you that, hey, who would have thought that a strong and effective social media, if you will, advertisement, would have gone so far. And I don't think it's factual to say that social media has taken a huge part of what was traditional advertisement. And it's become a kind of lifestyle that companies, they literally don't invest anything in TV commercials and billboards, and all they do is social media advertisements. Because if you think about it, when you're looking for a place to eat, you usually go on Yelp. You look up sometimes, rarely, and I do it sometimes, but Instagram photos, trying to see how people take pictures of their food and stuff like that. But it's mainly Yelp, or you look up Google reviews, and it's all online. Usually a TV commercial or a billboard ad doesn't persuade you to do anything. The only people that really do that is huge corporate companies, or companies who aren't really like as popular, and they're trying to get popular. They're a startup. But it's insane to see how social media, a relatively new source of social awareness, has taken such a huge place and become such a huge impact on businesses and individuals alike. You have to realize there are people who you can be paid hundreds of thousands of dollars just for having followers. It is a very you are what they call an influencer. Because you have so many people following you, you have this following, you are considered an influencer. You influence other people, and it is insane how much money they make. And I know this from the advertising perspective. I keep hitting the mic. Let's move it away. From an advertising perspective, we have, as my job, I've reached out with a bunch of influencers, and we've met as marketing teams, and we've spoken to these influencers, and they've said, this is how much we cost. There are some influencers we worked with for one project, we've paid $30,000. One project, it's like one post or one video. That's it. $30,000 for one. So, I mean, some YouTubers make over 100, 200, 300 videos a year. So, it's insane the power that social media has on advertising. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because you would think that with this understanding of social media and the impact it has on businesses, that more businesses, especially more modern businesses, partake in social media and the advertisements and the PR that surround it. But seldom do you see businesses do that. And I've always communicated with individuals, and they've always said, oh, you're interested in doing this, you're interested in opening up a coffee shop, you're interested in doing this type of business, you incorporate in this e-commerce business. Why you're doing it, so many people fail? Well, I tell them, of those businesses that failed, how many of them did you see on social media? Did you see an ad? Did you see people talk about? None. Well, there's your problem. Your problem is right there. A good business will be able to make huge social media impact. And the argument is, well, what if they can't afford to do it? Well, there are plenty of free ways of making social media impact. Plenty of free ways. And you can even find a way where you're not directly paying large sums of money, but the sorority example is a phenomenal one. 5, 10, 15, you don't even have to do 50%. You can do 15% of your sales that day, 5% of your sales that day. I already have about 12 organizations lined up I've communicated with that I've said, hey, I'm opening up my coffee shop soon. I am trying to get some great PR going. We'll give you X amount of sales if you start creating ads and just blasting us. And they said, deal. So that is something that you need to really do as a business. If you want fame, if you want customers, if you want people to visit you, and you want all of this, you really need to have good PR. You really do. And that huge part of that advertisement process comes from social media. It is so impactful. You have presidents on there, you have dictators, you have actors, you have social media influencers, you've got politicians, you've got medical influencers, medical doctors on there, you've got agriculturalists, you've got technology gurus, you've got corporate entities making funny posts, you've got restaurants like Arby's posting anime themed posts from a food. You just find the most diverse amount of people there and the most unique approaches to advertisements. And the funny thing is, it always shocks people how weird of an approach a company will take and how successful the outcome will be. The number one prime example is Arby's. Arby's, when you think of Arby's, what do you think of? You think of food, you think of the hat, you think of the ham slices. I hate Arby's. I've had it once in my life, never having it again. But why are they phenomenal in their advertising? And I could be mixing it up with Wendy's, but I'm pretty sure it's Arby's. Why are they phenomenal with advertising? They post anime stuff. They literally take cardboard cutouts and make anime stuff themed around their food. And everyone loves it. They did on Kingdom Hearts, on Final Fantasy, on any cartoon, on Sonic, on any cartoon you can think of. Both very old and very new, on Naruto, on whatever it is. Or as my white friends like to call it, Naruto. On Naruto. And it's worked for them so well. And I've seen people on social and other comment sections write, I hate Arby's, but your posts are the only reason why I buy from you. Or your posts are the only reason why I follow your page and I share it with everyone. It's just such a huge impact social media has. And it bothers me that we're in 2019, where Twitter isn't new anymore, Instagram isn't new anymore, Facebook isn't new anymore, and people are still failing because they're not using social media. It's almost become a requirement to succeed in our day and age. You need to be on social media to succeed. And if you're not going to, then good luck. You have to find some other sorts of advertising. And really, I can't think of reasons why people can't use social media to advertise. I really can't. There has to be one really good reason, like there's someone stalking you, or it's illegal for the business that you're in, which I've never heard of, but there's just no reason. There's no reason, and unfortunately it's become, you have to keep up with the times. Advertising is all about following what's trending, and that's it. That's what it is right now. It's social media. So the impact of social media is great, y'all, and I hope as a business excuse me as a business, as an individual, as a business or individual, that you have taken advantage of what is social media. Whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, there are people who literally work a 9-to-5 job and all they do is post social media posts, and they've gotten a huge following. They've quit their 9-to-5 job, and now they have hundreds and thousands of followers, and they became labeled as an influencer. And people will pay to have promoted posts, to advertise, and all they do is live life. They literally just go out, eat, take photos of their food. They go out to Cancun and just take photos, where before they were working a 9-to-5 job and they weren't happy. So it just comes to show you, if you're smart enough, the impact social media has. Hope you guys take advantage of it. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Before We Work. I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys are liking these videos. Sorry, I've been kind of sporadic with my video postings. It's been a very, very, very hard time for me. I've been going through a lot of things, so it's taken me some time to kind of get back in the groove of it, to put on a face, if you will. I've been missing out on a lot of events that have been happening in real life because just not socially ready yet, not emotionally ready yet to take a part in many things. So yeah, so I apologize for the lack of videos, and I'm making my way back to posting a lot more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna stop taking too much of your time. I love you guys so much. If you have any questions, if you want me to talk about something that may be on your mind, you think I should maybe just discuss, leave it in the comment section down below. If I think it is of benefit, if I can provide any knowledgeable input or advice or information, or maybe rant, foster a good source of communication. That was the whole point of these Before We Work videos. It's either to share my expertise on knowledge on something, or it's to just open up a source of communication, of peaceful, knowledgeable communication, where we can all discuss, hopefully in the future, where I get more followers. But yeah, guys, thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Till later, till next time. Love you all so much. Bye. Peace.